In this video, we are going to be looking at how to offset our rectangles from the grid origin position in Scratch. We are going to be looking at how to update our custom code block, to use our updated custom code block to set our X and Y starting points for our rectangle, and to use that same starting point for resetting the position of each row. Here we have the finished code for this video. You can also see over when I click the flag, the finished code running, and you can see the offset rectangles. Back in our previous code, I'm going to go to My Blocks and edit our rectangle. I'm going to change the variable names to size X and size Y so that they are consistent with our next variables we're going to make, which is our grid location positions, and those are going to be grid X and grid Y. Once I've made those, I can now come down to my change X and change Y, and I'm going to use those variables with a multiplication to be able to offset the tiles by the exact amount of grid X and Y multiplied by 32. I drag those up just after my go to X and Y. I'm then going to create two new variables, grid start X and grid start Y, and this is actually going to be where I record my starting position rather than inside of my code block. Once I've added those values into the variables, I put those underneath my flag is clicked, and then I replace those positions with the variables themselves. Now that I've done that, I'm taking my change X and I'm going to create a set X instead. This is going to have my original starting position for X, as well as the grid X multiplied by 32, to set the position of each row from the original position that it was in. I can now go to my custom code block and add in values for my grid X and grid Y to offset my rectangles from their original grid 0 position.